I met DC'd on me. Probably an imposter. I don't know. As if he slugged, he probably DC'd. Like, it probably was him. Because he was bored. You didn't slug him? Oh, then yeah, imposter. He was the tunnel that game. And he left on down. Oh yeah, definitely an imposter. You would be correct.
It is night.
I shall release Ouroboros! You disappoint me. Is that the best you've got? Poor performance indeed. Too bad you won't make it much further. I'm tired of wasting my time with you.
What happened, Wib? They come throw pallets? What? On the game? God damn it! I'm thrown so far, I feel so teased.
I expected more from you.
And I'll do it again. I'm going to back out for a game? Wow. At least the thing replacement, or bot replacement will. I mean, you're not wrong. Even if they hear a slight heartbeat, they'll throw it. demand more pallets.
Do you actually think you can defeat me? You've really become quite an inconvenience for me. Is that all?
All this with no hidden fees. And yep, it's all on one line. Because you shouldn't need to share a plan to save on one. It's all you. Plus, you're powered by Verizon's 5G network. Sometimes the choice is just visible. Switch to new at visible.com.
Shop the widest selection of back-to-school shoes at Dick's. With the hottest brands like
I'll see you dead.
Because I know he feels bad that I don't have hours.
At least you have that. My job is pretty much just, hey, we have too many employees. You're working 3 days a week. Yeah, I'm waiting for Rainer to call me back for hours, and at this point I'm just like, you know, maybe I should just separate from this particular gas station.
Making people keep is beneficial now. For the most part it was, other than being for Hatch. So, imagine the Blood Warden plays you can do with the bot. Imagine doing good all around just for a bot to cause Blood Warden. Well, inject milk into your titty. Is that how it works? Like a gusher. Oh, Wib, I forgot to ask. What do you think of, not the Sentinel, not the testicle, the Singularity? Good lord. Yes, that. Yeah, Singularity. See, he knew what I meant by testicle. Map dependent has massive potential on small maps with good sightlines. I agree. I need to actually, you know, try them. Other than not in private matches
So,
with
Kaylee,
bots.
why do you keep calling him the Virgin? I feel attacked.
Recker's Yard, for example, makes A plus, S minus. I could see it. But then you get... What would be a bad map? Leary's probably. The Singularity. Pretty girthy. And a lot of ways to get out of sight. Yeah, I was gonna say, indoor maps pretty much are its enemy. And stuff that's too big, like Rotten Fields or Mother's Fields. Actually, wouldn't Coldwind in general be like a massive nerf to Singularity since it's so barren? I kind of think they should have it to where you can plop a meatball on the ground. Pubs, anything's fine for him, let's be honest. I feel like really good. I mean, true, Singularity does slap.
Oh, hey, Char, I'm sorry. I forgot I was streaming. I had a cat follower. I was on somebody's stream. I was lurking. That's just a friendo. Oh, that's Twitch TV Celtic T-Bag 21, I think. He's a friend. I met him the same way I met you and Sims, actually.
I expected more from you.
I didn't see you, Treat. How are you feeling? What's up?
Starting.
We were talking about the Singularity. Yeah, something like that. I think I sent him to mid, which is Irate. You don't get endurance off of a grab. It was something like this, actually.
I'll see you dead. Poor performance indeed.
You want to trade? Potato survivors can be fun, but I like getting real teams. Ew, I fucked it up. I wonder if there's like ping sensitivity to it, because I seem to not be able to learn. Maybe I'm just dumb.
Too bad you won't make it much further.
Maybe I'm like stupid. Can't even tunnel right. Like they were right about me this entire time. That's actually a really big mistake too on my end. I'm surprised. I thought I would find someone here. Probably a bit of both. I'll definitely say that I've been arresting. Quite a lot, actually. The anniversary matchmaking was really cheeks, and it definitely made me worse at the game. Right, Davey? Davey gets it. I wonder what LD's up to.
You disappoint me. Is that the best you've got?
I'll pick him up and he'll say. Maybe he'll show me where she is. I think that
You've really
you kind of need to tunnel as killer
convenience for me.
to get a good game. There are a lot of teams that you can get away with just 12 picking everybody and being super wholesome. But it's not going to be much of a match anyway. And if you get like a really solid, efficient team that is one able to actually play Survivor and wants to play a little bit seriously, tunneling's half the game. Generators happen in the background. And it's almost like the staging ground for both sides to play and have their different ideas and tactics. Trying to tunnel somebody and them stopping you from tunneling and making concessions and trying to outrace you is almost the foundation for DBD. And it becomes more disappointing if you won't. That type of game I described is something that often doesn't really happen. And if you let people off too easy, it's almost like you're not doing them a favor. Like, they gotta learn. Now, Jake needs to, what's it called? Do generators to win. After 1 hour, the match shuts down and everyone's sacrificed. So they're on a timer, I'm not. And I'm not gonna look for him if he's not going to touch generators. We're not gonna play musical locker. So I'm gonna hang out with David here. and we'll figure this out. I've got all the time in the world.
Do you actually think you can defeat me?
And we're just gonna carry Davy so he doesn't bleed. Otherwise, the 4-hour timer is obviously faster than the 15 minutes or whatever else is left in this game. I knew we'd see it my way.
Playtime is over.
You see, I couldn't play that way last patch, but now that we have bots, I don't have to worry about David disconnecting. The hatch check is gone. We can test him for Soul Guard too. With this series of hooks and downs, you can test him for Middle and Man too. 3 protection hits on picking up Jake. And his infection doesn't build while he's on the floor, so having him run around a little bit only helps me. No Soul Guard on Jake. And when Jake eventually bleeds out, or Jake bot eventually bleeds out, we'll know that David's on Death Hook. So we can skip his 4%, we can skip his deliverance, whatever else. How cool is that? And we'll give him his minus 8% hindered when he gets fully infected. Look how beautiful that is. Look how slow he got. This feels so good. That's 2. I believe he got a protection hit for the first one as well. We can test Jake for Metal and Man. Yes, I saw one player use Buckle Up. I think second game of my last stream. No value, but they had it equipped. And the cool thing to not slug him long term as well is he doesn't get to charge any flip-flops. Which we don't have to mind here, because we can just drop him in this corner. And then he's close enough to a hook, where we'll make him anyways. He can't crawl anywhere that makes it annoying to reach this. Because he has to crawl to it before he can fall away from it. Oh wait, I just carried him. So there's wiggle progress. Okay, yeah, I'm drunk. I guess we can test him for unbreakable. Because I didn't down him with an M1, I carried him there. Oh god, I'm actually trolling. Oh well, what's another 4 minutes? What the fuck? Tweet is still here. Tweet was the tunnel too. Hopefully they're having fun. Here's a shirtless David, maybe he's into it. Well, the cool thing here is if we do get breaks and we do get soul guards or anything else cute like that, he's 8% slower. And so building up that infection might help. And the off chance that the wrong perks are in play. I say that in Tweet leaves. This is like their villain origin story, by the way. Like, this guy's gonna pay it forward. He's gonna see a Wesker and he's gonna bring his game face and he's gonna do some crazy stuff. This man is gonna do every generator. Never again. He's gonna start treating Wesker like starstruck nurse. When that was the cool thing. They left. Wait a second. Davey's in streamer mode. Maybe we just made some new friends. Are they PC? No, they're not. Well, kind of deserved. He put the troll offering. And he did bring meme perks too. Instant karma, I guess. I'm running out of bottles. Speaking of, I'll be right back before this starts up. I'm burning Dead Dog because it's good. It's small, it has very predictable spawns, and it has a lot of very playable loops. It consistently has tight generators, there's usually something to work with. Dead Dog is a map that Wesker could play against any team on. That said, I do genuinely like the map, which is weird because it's actually a killer-friendly map. And I don't feel bad about bringing myself there because it is good for killer. Midwich is something else that's kind of comparable because it's small, it has very playable structures and resources. Wesker plays kind of nice with it. There's also the factor as well, where Dead Dog is very unique. There's a lot of loops and structures and, I want to say, motifs on Dead Dog that don't exist in other maps. And it has its really cool gameplay loop. Like, you have like really similar maps like the Autohaven realm or the Macmillan realm, where a lot of the structures kind of like feel samey and like you have like just the root derivative DPD tiles. Midwich has that like gimmick or that mini game where like a lot of hallways or like loops or windows only strung from one direction and you have to like read ahead to find them, or Dead Dog has like mini games based on what pallets and resources spawn, like where they are. Main building and like the area across the street from the saloon also like really changes. And it's cool to like try to fit in the big picture, but it's also things that the killer can meaningfully decide to play around on purpose. It's a fun map. So like I'm doing this, or I'm enabled to do this in good faith for like the sweaty reasons. But there's a lot of really cool shit about it anyways. Jesus Christ.
You disappoint me. Is that the best you've got? Too bad you won't make it much further.
Hi, Yui. I feel so accused.
Do you actually think you can defeat me?
Yeah, I think I could work with this. A lot of them go this way.
I'll see you dead. Start it. You've really become quite an inconvenience for me.
Really? Is this what the LD did last night? To you and Sims?
Poor performance indeed.
Just wouldn't unhook? I don't think it's fair that Bill gets out early and everyone else has to wait for the slugs, so we'll hang out with Bill. This can be a team effort. We can also check for soul guards this way. Which one's Mini? What's the thing? At least this way we get some deviousness points. At least give me people with perks. Hey, and fellow New Yorker. This guy's my neighbor. Thanks for the match, Patty. I hope you had fun. Oh. I'm a Long Islander. I don't drive in the city. Yeah, fuck that. It gives me anxiety too. No toxic. It's sweaty, it's not toxic. If you bleed people out, the last person in the trial doesn't get to 4%, and obviously the people that bleed out can't at 4% either. Some perks, Unbreakable, Soul Guard, a lot of things you could have had, and I don't know if you do or don't, could have come into play if I didn't play it that way. Didn't do it to be mean. We can work with that. Beat me next time. It's like your villain origin story. That's true, Char. What I will say as well is when I play Survivor, and I don't play a lot of Survivor, but when I do, I love to bitch and moan. Complaining is half the fun. And depending on your personality, like if it motivates you, it's so healthy as well. I don't even want to grab you, because I'd be dropping you again anyways. And I want to use both my chargers to race back to Hook. Char, where are you from? I'm East Coast. Also, I know that morning queues tend to be a little bit better, especially like when I get the Latin American players.
Do you actually
If I
think
play
you
at
can
night, I get like a lot of people that are like potatoes playing with their friends. Okay, yeah. So it should be the same pool. Like, you play a lot of Survivor though with like Sims around this time now. When do you play your killer games? Is it like early, is it late? I'm probably talking over like injured Fang noises, by the way. That's actually so disrespectful of me.
just started?
Ah, yeah. It's definitely a time thing. And I noticed that I'm more likely to get like horrible teams if the killer blood point bonus incentive is on. It's like you have a problem if you're playing DPD at 8 AM on a workday. You have a problem if you're skipping school to play DPD. We're getting all the normal people right now. And a lot of people only play in like one particular time slot as well. And so like you have like entire different communities or pools. So like the same MMR number can feel totally different in like a closed circuit at different like time slots. That's my theory. It could also be that DPD just like turned off the matchmaking for whatever godforsaken reason. We did just have a patch, and I know that Cenobite was kill switched. Maybe they also accidentally kill switched MMR, who knows? I was bitching earlier about the matchmaking for the anniversary event. This kind of feels like that. We saw her running by Gallows as well. Well, not by Gallows, but like on the back wall heading to Gallows. It wouldn't surprise me either, but it also like isn't like a confident thing that I believe that's the case. Honestly, it doesn't really make a difference. Unless I have a team that's like coordinating and playing kind of seriously. There's a big range of what it could be and end up kind of like this. Again, because I'm willing to do like really tedious stuff like slugging for 4Ks or even slugging for 4%. I haven't tried that rock before. I can do the eruption call of brine thing, where I make them run out of cases. That sounds nostalgic as hell.
High performance indeed.
It keeps your momentum. And you get the speed bonus from lunging. You run at 6.9 meters per second. But while you're falling, you're in your cooldown, so you don't get the slowdown. So you can keep momentum, and you can also go faster. And you can control where you go. You can also steer. And God forbid you hit the survivor while you're falling. You can 2-tap them. Like if I just hold W, I lose steering, I lose distance. If I swing, I go much further. And I can also steer, and I can turn in the air, and I can react, and I can follow people very closely. You also make the cool noise. It helps to focus you. Like when you throw a frisbee, right? You look with your eyes, and you look where you're throwing, and you point.
7 minutes.
Like little mnemonic devices like that help you to focus on like what you're doing and not fall asleep. It's good to be a little bit willful.
You've really become quite an inconvenience for me.
Especially if you're willing to like play like waiting games and stuff, like what I do. It's nice to steady up. It does a lot of good. They're both waiting up there, by the way. We only heard one meg, but I think it's them both. Nope, I was wrong. One didn't make it over here. They felt like the types that hang out together and think they were one-upping me.
Is that all you have?
It's important to reapply Slappy. And the more stuff we can put in the way of them into like streamlining the game, the more tedious we can afford to be without damaging hatch percent. More events and a higher density of events is always good for killer.
Playtime is over.
My god, the fourth one is still here. I just got crapped on.
I expected more from
In the Call of Brian eruption meta, it felt like they had so few cases. Because you could literally run around and keep generators while you bled them. Now it feels like they have so many. Because they really do. You get 12 sprays. They did. That's why we don't have a Call of Brian meta anymore. You used to be able to put a Call of Brian eruption overcharge, and because people had to do the legwork to get to the supply cases, they had to respect the hit and run. And you could actually force them to go around and waste every spray on the map, and you could hold 3, 4, or even 5 generators, and you could hold the game for a whole hour. And on a bad map, you tunnel somebody and then you hold 3. The problem with the Sloppy Butcher, Deadlock, No Way Out corrupt meta we have now is you don't really have a proper generator regression. And Jolt doesn't really work either because people can run away from the generators that they don't want to regress. And so now you can treat Wesker like almost any other killer. And just hold W. And make chase last longer as you have the opportunity and like the luxury to do so. And that's pretty good. Before, you couldn't start chases 50 meters away because he can just go to the generator and then the clock's on you. And current Eruption, current Call of Brian, current Overcharge aren't strong enough to enable that playstyle. And so like, his M2 is some long-term win con that enables you to hit and run and like win a game of attrition. It's something that helps you end chases and tunnel somebody and maybe some passive slowdowns. But like, you still have to play the game. And that's new. I would have argued that Wesker was an S-tier killer in the previous meta. He's not anymore. Not even close. And the current style is also way more map dependent than what we had before.
Too bad. Further.
Yeah, I think the time thing is exactly right. Because everyone's still here. This is some like casual, just downloaded DBD Let's Play Swift. I wonder if he knows she doesn't bleed while he's healing her. Well, I guess if she didn't want to be healed, she could just hold sprint, right? I wonder if she knows that. Well, we know there's no Soul Guard, and we know there's no Metal Limb Man on Meg. Sweet could have Metal Limb Man.
I'll see you dead.
Oh my god, the screams on this patch. Simpsons is right, they are different. Oh, I forgot to toggle the screen. You know, if you want to make a DBD, a Sweatfest, the previous meta was probably a lot more healthy. It was probably really good for the game. If you want to balance around like this, and how this probably hopes I would play, then I think that the current meta is a big improvement. Like, I think that Survivor is the control and Killer is the test. And unconditional generator kicking metas, where you don't have to qualify them with downs or with hooks, I feel like that enables the Killer to try to be the control, and that's what Wesker was when I started playing him in that meta. And I think it's kind of scary to let the Killer have that if they're not asking the Survivors to be good and play well. Damn it, I forgot my coffee again. I'm comfortable using the word meta a lot because I think of it as like a very theoretical thing. And if you told me there was something else that was better, I'd be very open to it, talking about it and like brainstorming. For me, what's fun is trying to solve the puzzle and trying to figure out on the fly what's important. And then like testing out the idea and having that little contest. I think it's nice. I think it's rewarding. I think it's satisfying. Let's see 3.
High performance indeed.
I don't take the term meta too seriously. And I also don't usually agree with what people think the meta is. I have a lot of hot takes in DVD. And I've historically been the guy that thinks he knows better about a lot of different things. Do they not like Wesker? Like, he was dancing on the table of main building. Like, he just wanted out of the game at the start. Is Wesker like somebody that survivors just don't like? Like, do you remember when people were disconnecting because Spirit, they wanted to get Spirit nerfed? Is that what's going on? Are we getting some of that for like Wesker here?
I expected more from you.
Is it because I gave him a map warpering and I brought eerie add-ons and telegraphed them? Like, the Ouroboros file shows itself. Is this just not something that they want to play? Is that what's going on? Ah, maybe that's what it is, okay. So if he is like super overplayed, if he is a popular killer, which I imagine he would be, because he's fun in a very unique way, but he also lets you actually play killer. He's a healthy balance of like same but also different.
Oh! Oh! Yeah.
Like sometimes I wonder like if people just suck or if people just can't be asked. And I think that at least in the Druid's case, I feel like he just didn't want to play.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I like playing against Wesker, but I play so little Survivor that like it's still kind of new to me.
You've really become quite an inconvenience for me. Yeah. Yeah.
The Ouroboros rooms are actually super disgusting. And they look so unpleasant too. He ain't that innocent. He started the match dancing on the table and trying to get my attention. He threw them under the bus. Big time.
You disappoint me. Is that the best you've got? I'll see you dead.
Not the leg switch. Now I almost don't want to pick you up again. You like disconnect while I carry you. Desync and like run over hatch. Yeah, Druid isn't innocent at all. Dwight's the real killer this game. I can tell. Alright, yeah, fuck this. Definitely something a little bit different tonight. So many medkits. I miss old medkits. Medkits used to be so busted, they were beautiful. Brown medkits were better than killer perks. Green medkits were better than the best killer perks. They were so sick. Especially when the attack cooldown was a little bit longer, and you still had the full 3-second wipe. You give me Cowshed, or you give me, like, Mother's Dwelling, and you give 4 medkits to 4 survivors, potatoes could be pretty hard too. And I think that if this is gonna be possible, I want tools to exist that can accidentally, like, randomly just fuck me over. And that makes the game so much more valid. Matchmaking doesn't need to be good when that exists. And right now, there's a lot less of that in the game than there used to be.
You disappoint me. Is that the best you've got?
I mean, I've got Deadlock, I can hang out. We've got a Slug, we've got Deadlock, we know people are spraying. I don't actually have to go anywhere. This is okay. I can at the very least get stage 2, and if they heal through Sloppy, then I'm very happy to just stay till he dies. They healed through Sloppy. Sweet. And they're not spraying next to a generator either. We don't have to worry about hyper-focus toolboxes, prove themselves as nerfed. They lose too much time. I screwed the fish in that one.
Too bad you won't make it much further.
That's an example of the DC bot thing actually hurting me. I had to actually carry him to the hook.
Started.
Well, it doesn't really hurt that much, but it was worse than the previous iteration. I'm surprised I'm not seeing the buffed blast mine more.
Poor performance indeed.
Yeah, the killer gets points. The killer gets everything. You can't make hatch spawn any earlier. It doesn't help you in any way. It's a massive buff to me. Because I'm not going to get random hatch escapes anymore. And I can even make bots happen and use them to, what's it called? Make the... to diagnose perks. They always behave the same way, they also never 4%. I don't know if that changes with up the anti-slippery and mid and deliverance, but they don't take their chances. And I can use them to check people for soul guards or metal demands or whatever else. There's an advantage in making people disconnect now. It makes it way more consistent. Definitely a big whip buff.
Seven minutes is all I can spare to play with you. I expected more from you. Playtime is over.
Thanks, Cheryl. See you later. It's good seeing you. And we will play sometime soon.
Is that all you have?
I need a drink. I'll be back before the next game. Alright, I'm back. We're back into it. Let's find some slugs.
Wow. Only murders in the building.
You disappoint me. Is that the best you've got? Seven minutes is all I can spare to play with you. You can't hide forever! Do you actually think you could defeat me? I shall release Ouroboros. Seven minutes is all I can spare to play with you. Do you actually think you can defeat me? Just getting started. I'll see you dead! You're merely postponing the inevitable. Playtime is over. You disappoint me. Is that the best you've got? Too bad you won't make it much further. Poor performance indeed. You've really become quite an inconvenience for me. I expected more from you. Is that all you have? Too bad you won't make it much further. You've really become quite an inconvenience for me.
No, why do you ask?
You disappoint me. Is that the best you've got? Playtime is over.
No, sorry. No, it's fine. I don't know if I disappointed you. I'm just being polite. Don't read too much into that.
Do you actually think you can defeat me?
Oh, that's pretty cool. I used to play a lot of customers, but most of the people I did no longer really like playing with me. I'm significantly sweatier than most of my friends.
I expected more from you.
Is it really? Okay. Thanks for letting me know. There shouldn't be any delay on it. We're gonna bleed them out. Well, maybe not Steve. Nah, we can with Steve as well. $25? Okay, that's not quite as bad. That's believable, if only by a lag and latency. A whole minute would have been a bit much. Self-caring with Sloppy is wild. It actually takes so long. A good build to play the way you like to, or a good build without that conceit. You like to interact with the killer a lot, and you try very hard to do a lot of extra altruism, which is something that you usually want to avoid when you play Survivor. If I was allowed to tell you to run away when you're on Death Hook and play press W and teammates are lava, I would tell you to run both adrenaline and off the record, and it makes it really hard to tunnel you. If you're going to run into the killer's face regardless, then I would strongly suggest running Made for This and Smash It. And using perks that have the opportunity to give a lot of value in Chase. Or that could punish the killer for interacting with you. Made for This and Iron Will let you get away with a lot of stuff in killer's proximity. I know you like to be a little bit altruistic. You can also look at things that reward you for unhooking. Or have the potential to reset and get out of dodge if you do struggle and if you do get snowballed on. But Made for This is nice because it lets you run around in really short loops. And there are some killers that you can get away with a lot of like really ballsy stuff if they're slower than normal. Made for This is a nightmare for killers like Hag or Huntress or Trickster. Anything a little bit slow. I wouldn't combine Made for This with Sprint Burst, because you have to run to use Made for This. And Sprint Burst will put you in the exhausted status effect. Made for This is an exhaustion perk. You can use it with Smash Hit, because if you slap somebody with a pallet, you can run away for 4 seconds. And that's very reliable. You can reset chase, and you can resume chase later, or attack the killer when you have your exhaustion again. You could also use Made for This in Balanced Landing for a similar motive. I wouldn't compare it with Sprint Burst though. I hope they had fun. If you want to use Flip-Flop, if that's something that appeals to you, I would recommend combining it with Power Struggle and going down into pallets. If you like to play with friends, you said, you're playing customs, sometimes you Swift. If you point, if you use the one emote to point at the pallet when you go down, you aren't going to, you're not going to get backflip, you're not going to lose momentum, you're not going to be displaced. You can go down on pallets, and you can have somebody threaten the pallet save you. And if the killer doesn't pick up immediately, if the power, let's say it doesn't have to happen, they can leave you there, you can pick yourself up. Flip-Flop, Unbreakable, Power Struggle, motives like that, or even using Plot Twist to go down on pallets yourself ahead of time and set up the Power Struggle. There's value in that. And that's a way of quote-unquote bullying the killer like you like to. I don't like Lithe with Made for This as much because you have to vault to use it. Maybe combining Made for This with Dead Hard would be better, because you can greed loops, you can take them a little bit tighter if you're running faster, and it's easier to get the pallet slap than it is to, and to force the pallet slap, than to get a vault in the direction you want. Lithe is good when you have like really safe windows that are going to be strong anyway. And it's also okay when you can take a hit. You can take a hit on the wrong side of a loop and like Lithe in the correct direction. If you're comfortable playing hit and run with Wraith, I recommend Sloppy Butcher, Corrupt, Deadlock, No Way Out. Actually the same build I'm running now. And I would take 3 injuries out of Cloak. I would slug 1 person, and I would proxy camp or face camp your second down if the slug is still down. If you refuse to play abusively like that and try to snowball aggressively, I would still use Sloppy, and I would think about transitioning to other chase perks, maybe Enduring Spirit Fury with Brutal, or even like Enduring Spirit Fury or Enduring Brutal, Jolt, and Sloppy. Alternatively, if you are averse to camping, but you're okay with hit and running and you're okay with slugging, something like Corrupt, Deadlock, Jolt, and Sloppy Butcher is just as good. But you want to threaten to tunnel somebody, and Deadlock gives you a lot of space to do that.
You can't hide forever!
Thank you very much. I'm glad you told me that. It's like the most flattering thing you can say to a killer player. God bless you.
Poor performance indeed.
Yeah, and last game, because we had a window we could stand in front of, we even slugged Steve too. It's a little bit different now. Because we have the disconnection bots now. If people disconnect from the game, you get the bots, they never 4%. And because they never 4%, you can actually hook the second and last people sometimes. If you know where everyone is. It makes it a lot simpler. I mean, that's probably a given. Especially on this server, there are very few good killer players. I'll take the plug over that. If you really think I'm cheating, all my VODs are up. And you can see my video.
Is that all you have?
No. That's on them. The killer shouldn't be able to camp. You have to screw up so badly as Survivor to make the killer want to camp you. Because you just don't have time for it. Now, tunneling people off a perk, that's a different story. But camping punishes a bad Survivor play. And I can kind of get away with it a little bit here because I'm running Deadlock No Way Out. People are healing through Sloppy Butcher. But if the survivors play efficiently, I never camp.
I'll see you dead.
And that's another thing, if you're camping somebody, especially if you're camping in a dead zone where pallets have already been used, it's really convenient for killer because you're not using the resources on the map. The first and most important survivor skill is splitting up. And then you want to do generators very efficiently, you want to last the appropriate amount of time in chase, make the killer take 50-50s. In this game, survivor is the control and killer is the test. And if you're camping as killer, it's implying that you're in a position, you have the space and the luxury to be the controller yourself. And unless you're massively smurfing and you're massively better than the survivor players are, then you can't really expect that. But you know what they say, right? Young buck today, alpha male tomorrow. This is probably their villain origin story. I'm sure they're getting their heads handed to them right now, but they'll take the sting of defeat and they'll be motivated and they'll get better and maybe next time they'll give me a better fight. They'll make a game out of it. How cool is that? Growing pains. You can't make fun of the babies because they grow up, you know? Like everybody's gangster till they get good. And at the same time, like, you gotta start somewhere, right?
Too bad you won't make it much further.
Ew, I want to hit the pallet, not you. Alright, Lori, we'll stand you back up. Do you have a power struggle for me? No? We're cuties, though. Nah, it's fine. Let them rock. A little bit of post-game banter never hurt anybody. And like, for all we know, we might have just played.
Playtime is over.
Alright, case the total is slug. So Luri bleeds, Kate goes up. Pending boil over. Sounds good. And the other thing, a lot of people I think get a lot of anxiety or they feel pressure in the game. Especially girls, and especially people who haven't played sports or done anything like very competitive. I think it puts people on edge, and sometimes if they lose or if they especially get their asses whooped, then they might feel pressure to try and check the other side and project a little bit of that. That's why a lot of like the Survivor rulebook stuff is, it takes the form of banter. And the killer rulebook for Survivor stuff as well. Like, you can't win the fight in the game, so you try to maybe win the fight with words. Just trying to get their feet under them. You can be a little bit sympathetic. Especially in Dead by Daylight, because this isn't a game that shares a lot of similarities with other games. Like, it's its own genre pretty much. If you go to an FPS game or an RTS game, you'll have people with like sweaty esports culture, and you'll have that in a MOBA game as well. And people will respect each other, they'll respect themselves, they'll respect the time it takes to get good. But in Dead by Daylight, people don't necessarily know. A lot of people that play Dead by Daylight aren't video gamers. They're definitely not esports players. A lot of them are horror fans. Or they're people that like some of the properties. And you've got to realize as well that Dead by Daylight is a relatively new game. We're talking 2016. And not that long ago, it was a kind of popular, trendy thing. So you don't just have like newbies now, you have like newbies then who had a more competitive experience than they might have hoped for, and who like quit and then come back. It's not like everybody's earned their stripes. Yeah, but that's kind of new for a game or for a sport. Like, basketball is a lot older than Dead by Daylight is. StarCraft has been around for what, 20-something years. Chess has been around for 500. 7 years is a blink of an eye. They have games, like I use StarCraft as an example, right? Look at StarCraft and StarCraft Brood War, that have went unpatched for 20 years. And like the metas weren't even formed for longer than Dead by Daylight even existed. And unlike that, we don't have a competitive scene in Dead by Daylight. We don't have much of one, so the meta is largely unexplored or untested. Like, you can get your ass whipped in this game and not even know why, or did I be told why? Corrupt Deadlock, no way out, Sloppy Butcher. And I'm running Wesker's Ares. Deadlock and No Way Out are passive slowdown perks. Corrupt slows down the start of a match if we have a really shitty spawn. And people spawn in 4 separate generators, it's likely some of them will be blocked. It prevents me from having the game get too far out of control by my first chase. Sloppy lets me hit and run. It makes me not have to commit to a chase if something is very obnoxious. And in Wesker's case, because I can give people Ouroboros, and I can apply the Sloppy injury, it's really nice because they kind of have to heal twice. It makes it hard to avoid a tunnel, and if I do get pressure, if I get multiple injuries, or if I can catch people while they're already infected, it gives me an excuse to proxy. It gives me an excuse to camp or tunnel somebody out, because it's just a little bit too much to do. It makes the game losable for survivors. If I get an early down, like a very early down, if I get a slug in a down, or if I get an injury in a down, and I see people healing through Sloppy Butcher, I can already justify camping out a stage or proxy camping, even till death. And if I don't, if I can't, Deadlock is really nice in the game that you lose. And Sloppy is really good at comeback perk too. It has a lot of playmaking potential, because you can reset the heal bar. These are consistent perks, and they're meant to make my worst case scenario a little bit better. Because honestly, most of the time, I don't need perks to win. But if I get a really efficient team, or if I get like a really rough match, these make it a lot better. I hope you had fun then, Stark. Thanks for the game. I would use Sloppy and Jolt. Regression perks right now aren't amazing. I think static slowdown, like what we have using a Deadlock and No Way Out, is much better. Because survivors are always going to do generators so much faster than you can regress them. But Jolt is okay, especially on Wraith, because Wraith is a stealth killer, and he can kind of down people close to Jolt. It also doesn't require you to hook. I think Rune kind of sucks right now, and Rune has the added problem of what's it called, enabling Soul Guard to let people pick themselves up. Call of Brian is too little now. Call of Brian used to be good. Jolt is nice because you don't have to take time to kick a gen. Kicking generators isn't worth it anymore. It takes too long. For what you get. Kicking generators is a trap. Jolt lets you regress generators without kicking them. If you really want to kick generators, Pop Goes the Weasel is a good perk. But the problem with Pop is that you don't always want to use it. It has anti-synergy, it makes you commit to kicking, and you also have to hook people. So there's an RNG component to it. You don't always want to feel pressure to hook people. It takes a lot of time to pick somebody up and carry them to a hook. Pain Resonance is also a very decent perk, except you have the Skirt Shook RNG component, and it again requires you to hook people. You can run around with Sloppy and Jolt and you're probably fine. But against a coordinated and strong team, it's hard to get value from Jolt. And actually on Wraith, Sloppy can be a little bit dicey too. The other two will be flex perks.
You disappoint me. Is that the best you've got? Do you actually think you could defeat me? Is that all you have?
He ran main. Oh, come on. Nick, why do you do this? Mend.
Expected more from you. Playtime is over.
We lost Blaster. She bled out. Medicrit is something that can have a very big effect, but you can't really insist on it happening. Like, people just call out that you have Medicrit, and then you never get value from it. And also, the sweaty thing for survivors to do is to split up into generators, and only handshake and concede doing altruism at all when they absolutely have to. If you play killer well, you don't have to worry about what the survivors have to do most of the time. You're just going to win. And Medicrit isn't a perk that helps you against survivors that are not fucking around, and that's something that you should be able to handle anyways. And as you get better and better at a killer, depending on how seriously you want to take the game, you want perks that help you for the critical test, for whenever it's difficult, for crunch time. You want perks that have the potential to make a bad map better, or to make inconsistency more consistent, that helps you to play to your win conditions, to play to your strengths, your objective strengths, that is. When a meta is very bad, or when it's not feasible for killer to win, you want things like Rancor, or sometimes even Nowed, that lets you snowball or get sudden spikes of value, and makes your most likely win condition more likely. Or you want perks that will reliably prevent survivors from minimizing the game. Like, as from survivor point of view, you commit to altruism, you do saves, or you reset slugs, or you actually heal each other as a response. Because you don't have the manpower to do generators, open the exit gates, and leave. And you make builds, you make loadouts, you make killer slowdown cores, or or killer regression cores to make the game last longer, so that that's more likely to happen. Generators are faster than hook stages are, and the survivor's objective is, just strictly speaking, much faster and much more trustworthy, much more reliable than the killer's is. So the killer can't race the survivors, the killer has to win suddenly, by snowballing, by escalating pressure. That's the only way the killer can win. And you want to make space for that to happen, or you want a curveball, you want something that can work, and you want a curveball that isn't going to be no-sold by survivors making decent decisions or knowing what they're doing. Like, if you look at chases, there's a lot of 50-50s in Dead by Daylight, where if the killer guesses right, they win distance. If the killer guesses wrong, they lose distance. If the killer screws up, they lose distance. There's also a lot of blue balling. But there's also a lot of very safe options where you just throw the god pal, you take the god window, and there's nothing that the survivor can do to screw it up, and there's nothing the killer can do to manage better at that point in time. And a lot of things that have powerful effects for killer, as far as perks or add-ons are concerned, actually have no effect, because the survivors you care about can just illegitimize it, invalidate it. People use Blood Warden as an example a lot. People can 99 gates and Blood Warden doesn't see use. But there's more extreme examples than that. Like on many maps, Infectious Fight is useless. Because people split up. It's like a win harder perk that doesn't help. Well, under normal circumstances, like Sloppy is also less than impactful perk because people don't have to heal. So it never gets value, it never does something. Haunted Grounds by itself is not a useful perk. Because people just don't do bones. Pentimento as well, like it doesn't happen because people don't do bones. Mad Grit is an example of a perk that people won't usually interact with. It's kind of like how if the killer brings Starstruck, nobody's taking protection hits because they're exposed. Oh, Watson. Do I really? I'm not. Sorry for the slow response. You didn't show up in the chat feed. I had it set to top chat and not live chat.
actually think you could defeat me?
That's the intro, David.
7 minutes
I
is
just
all I
read.
can spare to play.
Ah, there's my tunnel. Mike, glad to see you. Oh no, it wasn't you. It was the Rebecca. Then there was a mistake on my part. But if we're honest, I have enough pressure where it doesn't really matter here. God, that means I need another drink. I don't normally get that wrong. Haha, okay, there we go. Hot.
Too bad you won't make it much further.
I guess. We got to live a little bit longer. Ah, good game, thank you. I hope you had fun. Keep up the good work. I'm assuming you were solo queue, but if you weren't, tell your buddies I said GG. Hell yeah, you too. I think you guys are super adorable. At least they tried their best. Well, most of them tried their best. I don't think that David did. I think David just wanted to get chased. I can respect it, actually. I'm a little bit less serious when I play Survivor 2. It's less important for the survivors to try. If the survivors want to play, they need the killer to show up and to play ball. There's more room for happy accidents with survivors messing around than there is if the killer isn't on board and doesn't want to play. A crappy killer wastes a survivor's time. Like, you need to make something happen. It could be a massive slug, it could be a tunnel. But most of the gameplay, most of the fun from a survivor point of view is playing against the killer. And undermining whatever they try to do that game. When nothing happens, the game is a little bit flat. Kind of like soda that loses its fizz. The killer has responsibility.